Good day, everyone. This is Mom D again, grade 8 math teacher of Francisco Ibarzaga Integrated High School. So this is the 5th week of our second quarter. So for this week, our lesson is all about conditional statements. So if you will watch this video carefully, then you will completely understand this lesson. Balikan natin yung last sentence na sinabi ko, which is, if you will watch this video carefully, then you will completely understand this lesson. That statement actually is an example of a conditional statement. So let's go back and see the statement. So as you can see with this statement, which is if you will watch this video carefully, then you will understand or you will completely understand this lesson. So dyan, meron tayong condition, which is yung part na if you will watch this video carefully. If you will. So that's the condition. And then you will completely understand the lesson. That is the outcome. That's why the statement which I gave is an example of conditional statement. For this week lesson, our objective is for you to be able to define what is an if-then statement and also to translate statements into its corresponding if-then form, and lastly, to identify the hypothesis and conclusion of the statement. Ano nga ba ang tinatawag na conditional statement? So let's start with the definition. So a conditional statement symbolized by P to Q is an if-then statement in which P is a hypothesis and Q is a conclusion. So in mathematics, a conditional statement is also called as an if-then statement. Itong if-then statement na to, meron siyang two parts. So the if part is the hypothesis, and this hypothesis, is denoted by variable P, and we have the conclusion, that is the then part, the conclusion is denoted by the variable Q. So to make it simple, in a conditional statement, so we have the words or the clause if and then. The if part of the statement is followed by the hypothesis, and the then part is followed by the conclusion. So, pwede natin siyang i-represent in this simple way. So, if P, then Q. Again, after the word if, sumusunod ang hypothesis. And after the word then that is the conclusion. Para mas maintindihan nyo yung sinasabi ko na if P, then Q format. So, here is the statement na binigay ko kanina nung nag-umpisa tayo with this video. So here, if you will watch this video carefully, then you will completely understand this lesson. So sabi ko kanina, after the word if is the hypothesis. And that hypothesis is denoted by the variable P. Okay? And then after naman ng word na then is the conclusion part. So then, and then that you will completely understand this lesson, that is the conclusion part, which is denoted by the variable Q. Kaya kung titignan nyo, yung format natin, so that is if P, then Q. Okay? So that's it. So again, after the word if is the hypothesis, and after the word then is the conclusion. If P, then Q. But there are cases, minsan, hindi na siya nilalagyan ng term or ng word na then, but still, you can easily identify the conclusion part. I have here a statement. So this will be another example, but first, we have to translate this statement into an if-then statement, okay? So the statement is, a triangle with no sides congruent is iscally. So let's make it into if P, then Q format, okay? So what will be the hypothesis of this statement? So that will be if, okay? So if a triangle has no sides congruent, so then what will be our conclusion? So then we will not use the word triangle anymore, but rather we will use it to represent the triangle, the pronoun it. Then it is what? It is iscalene. So that's the if-then form of the given statement. So ang hypothesis natin is this part, triangle with no sides congruent, and then the remaining part is the conclusion. So it in the if-then form, so if a triangle has no sides congruent, then it is iscalene. So that is the if-then statement for this example. We can also use Venn diagram to illustrate conditional statement. So balikan natin yung naging if-then form ng ating example number 1. So which is this one. So if a triangle has no sides congruent, then it is iscalene. So paano natin siya ipapakita using a Venn diagram? Okay, so things that satisfies the hypothesis. So in our statement, that is a triangle with no congruent sides, or that has no sides congruent. Okay, so that is the hypothesis. It must be inside the things that satisfies, okay, the conclusion. So, simple words, yung nasa loob, yun yung hypothesis. Okay? At yun namang nasa labas ng hypothesis, or which is in the bigger circle, that is the conclusion. So, ganyan lang. Yung nasa loob, hypothesis, and then yung pinaka-bigger circle, okay, which is outside the hypothesis, that is the conclusion. Ganon kasimple when it comes to using a Venn diagram in illustrating a conditional statement. So now it's your turn. I want you to try this. So open your module on page 22. Okay, answer learning task number 2, letter A, which is 1 to 5, and learning task number 3, letter A, 1 to 5 also. Okay, so just answer it in one whole sheet of paper. Okay, so for this one, I want you to try to construct or formulate your own conditional statement. So I want you to take this challenge. Okay, so here I will show you 4 animated pictures. So this picture first here. Okay, so this picture, you are going to use this one to formulate your hypothesis. Okay? Or like I said, so that will be your variable P. So you will use that picture. And then I have here 3 pictures. So that's the first one. Okay, and that one. And lastly, this one. So these 3 pictures, you will use this for your conclusion. Okay, so it means that you will formulate or construct 3 conditional statements from these 4 animated pictures. So you will just get your hypothesis from that picture in the center, okay? And the rest will be your conclusion. So it's like meron kayong same hypothesis for all, okay? For those three conditional statements. I will give you time to construct your own conditional statement. Okay, so now I will show you the possible answer that you might have, maybe in a little different, but it's fine. So this is just one of the possible answer for these two pictures, okay? So like I said, so the first picture, which is the jumping sun, okay? So that will be your hypothesis. So my hypothesis is, okay, so if, okay, the hypothesis, it is sunny tomorrow, and my conclusion will be then, okay, we will go to the beach. So this is now my if-then statement. Maybe you will have the same answer or a bit different from this. Okay? For this one, okay, so this is the possible answer. So if it is sunny tomorrow, then I will feel hot and always thirsty. So like I said, we can have a bit different answer. It's just one of the possible answer. And then lastly, if it is sunny tomorrow, then we can go on a picnic. Okay, so that's it. So let us reflect. Okay, so you can answer this. Try to answer this using your own words. So what is or are the most essential concepts which you have learned from this topic that connects to your everyday life? Okay, so I think madali siya kasi when we say conditional statement, diba, meron tayong condition and we have the outcome. So I think you will be able to answer this easily. And lastly, for this one, I want you to construct a conditional statement from these two pictures. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching. I'm hoping na sana naintindihan niyo. Okay, bye-bye.